to my channel. I'm sorry I didn't post yesterday. I actually started my autism re-diagnosis as an adult, and it was very upsetting because if you don't know, part of the autism diagnosis is a parent interview where the doctor talks to your parent about things you can and cannot do and need help with. And it turned out I need help with a lot more, or I can't do a lot more than I thought I could. And mom helps me a lot more than I thought she did. So it was very upsetting, and I had multiple different meltdowns. So I didn't post a video yesterday because of that reason. I want to talk about the autism re-diagnosis process since I'm 21. Just so if there are other people going to get re-diagnosed or going to get diagnosed for the first time, they know what to expect. Now, I only did the first part yesterday. I go back next week for the second part, and then I may or may not have a third session. It depends on if I get all the tests done next week. So yesterday, basically what we did was I answered a lot of different questions, and then mom came in and mom answered a lot of different questions, and then he asked me about my childhood from as early as I can remember to present, and everything that my interest, whether I had friends or not at certain periods of my life, what my life was like, what my life revolved around, things like that. And just like my favorite things growing up and stuff, and then also any other memories I could think of. So I told him everything, and then we went into the questioning part, and he asked me a bunch of questions, and then he had mom come in, and mom started answering questions, and it was questions of whether I can do things, I can't do things, or if I need help with things. And there was a lot more of the can't do and need help than I was expecting, because on my previous autism test, my foster parents had lied on it and made it seem like I didn't have any symptoms of autism, which is really messed up. So this was a really big shock for me because my original diagnosis is a lot different than this one's going to be. But this is a true diagnosis because we are telling the truth and just answering all the questions as truthfully as possible. So it's a very interesting thing just hearing that I need help with a lot more than I thought I did. Because there's a lot of things that I thought I was doing, but it turned out mom has been helping me do or redoing after I do it, type of thing. So it was just very stressful, I guess. And then the last part of the test I did yesterday was part one of a cognitive test. So what I did was I just matched patterns, I think it was. I don't really know what it was, but from the concept in my brain, it looked like I was matching patterns. That's what he didn't tell me what to do. It was like a picture with multiple different things on it, and then you picked one of the options, and it seemed like it was pattern matching. I don't know if that's what it was or not, but that's what it seemed like to me. He just called them puzzles, but to me it seemed like pattern matching. And I got confused on 3 of them because 2 of them, the one that I thought went with the pattern, wasn't even an option. And then the third one, I couldn't figure out a pattern, so I had no clue what to put there. But yeah, so I'll keep you updated and talk about part 2 of the test and part 3 of the test when it happens, if part 3 happens. I know part 2 definitely will happen, but I don't know if part 3 will. And then once I get my diagnosis, I will read some of it, the parts that aren't too personal or revealing about things. I'll read. But it really upsets me also because a lot of things are now making sense of why I've never fit in before and why I get hardcore bullied and teased at school. Because when I was in school, I would get hardcore bullied, teased, and harassed for being different and being weird. And had almost no friends. Like, literally none. I had one friend, but she wasn't really my friend. She took advantage of me a lot. So, but it's like, a lot of it's making sense now, and a lot of it has to do with things that I can't control because it's just the way my brain is. Like, for example, me not understanding humor or jokes. That got me made fun of a lot because I didn't know what was happening. Or my obsessions. I got made fun of for my obsessions a lot because, in case you don't know, when autistic people like something, they like it to an extreme. Like, for example, my dinosaurs that I have a million of, literally. They are all over our house. So, I also got made fun of for that a lot, and it's just very hurtful because my foster parents made it seem like autism isn't that big of a deal and it doesn't affect my life, and they told me I shouldn't tell anyone I have it. But I guess now I'm realizing how much it affects my life and how important it is to let people know, especially a workplace, that I have it, because it affects so much that it's not even funny. Like, it affects my everyday life and every second of my everyday life. So, they were wrong for that, and that's really upsetting me because had they gotten me the proper help that I needed back then, I would be a lot more happier now, because with autism, it is very important to get early intervention before the brain is fully developed, so the autistic person learns how to cope with it or learns like different strategies, because once the brain is fully developed, it is harder for the autistic person to learn those coping skills. It's not impossible, but it is harder. So, and they didn't get me early intervention, they didn't get me any sort of help, and I was actually diagnosed as the highest functioning possible. So I got next to no help. I went to one autism therapist for 2 months. Maybe 3. I don't know. She left to Virginia to get married in a twilight dress. But yeah, so because they didn't give me the help I need, and they always told me that I was over-exaggerating with my anxiety, but one of the main parts of autism is anxiety. Like, that's literally one of the main aspects of autism spectrum disorder is extreme anxiety. Because of the not understanding the world around you, not understanding other people, not understanding anything. So it's like, what? So, and being punished for being autistic, like for having meltdowns, was not okay either. So I guess I'm just realizing now how much harm they actually did by acting like it wasn't that big of a deal and it was a big secret that wasn't allowed to tell anyone. That was literally a thing. I have gotten yelled at and used to, up until I stopped talking to them, got yelled at for telling people that I was autistic, including friends, family, and significant others. I would get yelled at by my foster parents for telling them that I was autistic. Which is really messed up because it affects my everyday life. Therefore, people who are close to me need to know. It caused me a lot of emotional issues. A lot of meltdowns, and a lot of other things. And to be honest, I don't really understand why they treated me the way they did, because they knew I was autistic. But there's nothing I can do about it now. But it's okay, because now that we are getting the proper diagnosis and the proper help, I'll be okay and I'll be happy, and whatever we have to do, we have to do. But I'm just glad that I'm finally figuring out why I am the way I am. This would have been so much better if they just did it when I was younger, so I wouldn't have grown up so scared and confused of the world around me and being harassed and bullied my whole life. So yeah. thank you for watching. I will update you on part 2 when it happens, which won't be for another week. So I'll let you know when that happens. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. And if you know anyone else who would like my YouTube channel, please show them it. Thank you.